What's up, y'all? It's the Boosh Bag. Miss Boosh Bag. To you. Okay. I know that I did not review Real Housewives. I'm probably just going to do it next week because I missed it. I still haven't even watched it, and it is Wednesday. But on a brighter note, hopefully I'll get this up, and it'll still be Wednesday. Although I doubt it. Because on the East Coast, it's already like 1:30 in the morning. But where I am, it's just 10:30, and I don't know how long it's going to take. And then the rendering, okay, it's probably going to be tomorrow. But, yeah, at least I'm on it. All right, so last week the episode ended with the big fight at the table because Nico and Tanya, in my opinion, was tripping. Really just went the fuck off and flipped out, and I thought that people were just asking regular ass questions, which kind of just shows that you have something to hide, because why are you so fucking mad for people asking you if you like Atlanta, if you're gonna stay there, if you're thinking about moving there to be closer to your kids, and suggesting that you stay where you are actually already staying right now. Like, well, why don't you just stay there, where you're at? Fuck this. I ain't got the. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, and I mean, to act like it's justified, it is literally insane. It didn't make any sense the way that they went the fuck off. Okay. But then, like I said, this started off where that left off. So it's like them, like, Minnie is like, fuck you, and Tanya's like, fuck you, and the twins is like, what the fuck you gonna do? And then Chris jumps up. For I don't really know why. Like I was saying last week, is he really supposed to be calling himself defending Andrea? Too little. Way too fucking late. And irrelevant. It doesn't even make any sense. And he probably knew that the producers was going to hold him back. Or he was going to get his ass whooped. Because Nico was not going to be playing that shit. And ain't no amount of tattoos on your neck going to teach you how to fight. Okay? So, yeah. That didn't fucking work out. So, it just basically just got all shot down. But they tried to let, the producers try to let Chris go. Because I heard Juicy saying, why y'all letting him go? No, don't let him go like that. So, they wasn't really even too worried. Like, you know what? Let's let him go. I bet you he don't fight. I bet you he don't do nothing. They shady, right? That shit was shitty as hell. Okay, so then Tanya and Sam, they are talking about it. And she's like, all right, well, let me explain this relationship. So apparently Sam doesn't know the fucking relationship between Nico and Tanya. I thought they was best friends, and they had been very, very close friends, where she had been the nanny back wherever the fuck they from. Wait, they from Texas? Yeah, they from Texas, right? From Dallas. I thought they knew, and she knew about the relationship, and now everything is all new. So that's how the scripting of shit. I just need people to keep the scripted story straight, because I need things to make sense. But whatever. Let's pretend that Sam doesn't know anything about her best friend who she lives with and has been a nanny to her children since they was born, and they was best friends from way back where the fuck they from. But now all of a sudden she don't really know nothing about the girl's children, the father. I'm sorry. So apparently it sounds like she cheated. She was with, I don't know what the fuck his name, Davion, Julian, whatever. Something that seemed like it had the word on at the end. She was with him, and she said, non-convincingly, that they had kind of split up or broke up or were separated or something along those lines, and she conceived her son. And I ain't write his name down because he's a kid. Do we care? So she didn't know who the baby's father was. So she lied to the first guy, and she never told him about the other guy. But then when the baby was born, Nico was like, hey, I think the baby looked like me. I want a test. And she like, boy, whatever. Take the test. Like, it's not going to be yours. So she didn't give it a second thought until he called her and was like, yeah, I'm the father. And then she gagged. So she talking some bullshit about, she almost had a heart attack, her heart dropped to the floor, and all of this and all of that. But Nico went back to New York. She said that he is not impressed with none of her friends. She feels like everybody was out of line and all up in their business, and that it was just a really traumatic thing. She don't know why everybody was tripping. She just basically feels like some fucked up shit really happened to her. And she's really, yeah, ain't nothing happened to her. This is like one of the simplest motherfucking situations. Like, for her to be really going off and acting like, this is the crime of the fucking century that just went down, it's ridiculous. Minnie and the twins is driving down to Birmingham, Alabama to the Ricky Smiley show. It's like a live show or taping or whatever. And they're all nervous and all of that shit, and they scared. And Juicy like, oh, well, if you get nervous, all you gotta do is like, is that what you gonna do? You fucking fat ass bitch. You can't. First of all, just her even attempting to show us what it was they were supposed to do was laughable. I mean, I'm not laughing right now because I can't remember it exactly, but I know that if I sit here and I let it go through in my head, the shit will give me a chuckle. And if I fucking sat and I if I recorded it and was to paste it on here, y'all would crack the fuck up because, bitch, first of all, she didn't do that. She was like, I got what she was trying to do, but that ain't what she did. So yeah, essentially just telling them, I guess they were supposed to be acting sexy. I just want to know, why do Juicy think she's sexy? Why? Did y'all tell her that? Are y'all on Twitter telling Juicy that she's sexy? Because it keeps coming out of her mouth. She keeps on saying that she's sexy. She keep on saying that little people is sexy. We got to bring the sexy. Well, we all. I'm just saying, clearly, somebody is telling this little lady that she is sexy. And I need y'all to stop. I need you to stop right now, okay? It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to the word sexy that she would affiliate herself with it. I am disgusted. I am mortified. I am laughing. It is. Okay, so, let me see. They were nervous as fuck, and when they went out there, like, everybody was so souped up and, like, screaming for them. And obviously what would happen, they got very, very excited and happy. Because first they were scared because they was like, how many people going to be there? And it was like, probably thousands. And they were like, wow, my largest audience has probably been like 100 people, when they were twerking. I need you to stop comparing twerking, jiggling your butt cheeks at a club to being on TV. Because yeah, the audience on TV is going to be bigger because that many people can't come to the club, and that many people ain't going to come to a club just to see little chubby people jiggle their butt cheeks. But yeah, either way, they all did very, very well. Like I said, the audience was very receptive to them. They're very happy. Good stuff. At the end, they in the back, they popping wine and all of that and congratulating Juicy. And Ricky Smiley comes in the back and he's like, well, look, I think you need to have your little shit like go bigger than it is. So you got like a podcast for the Juicy, what is it called? Juicy Talk? Juicy Talk. Yeah. So I think you should take it to a TV show. So she was like, well, you know what? He always been giving me advice. He's like a mentor to her, and whatever he says is usually correct. So she's thinking, okay, then maybe I should try to work on making it into a TV show. He was like, well, I can come through, and I could. She was like, no, don't nobody want you to come through. Apparently he is like a father to her. Ain't she like 50? No, she's 40 something, 3. Somebody told me last week she's in the 40s, I believe, on the lower end. Okay, so let's say early to semi-mid 40s, and he is 40 something to 50. I mean, he ain't that much older. But I guess whatever amount of respect she got for him is what make her feel like he is dad, because it's damn sure not age. Okay. Minnie and Sam go shopping. And Minnie is like, well, this is a little bit weird because, you know, they had that big ass fight. And then all of this shit just happened the last time they saw each other with Tanya. And Sam is cool with Tanya. And she was like, we don't even be hanging out. But she asked me to come out with her. So let me see what it's about. They seem to be having a good fucking time until she was like, Sam was like, so how's it going with Gary? And Minnie is like, well, it's going good, you know. I'm trying to go real slow with it because things get out of hand. I've been hurt before. I don't want to be hurt no more. So I'm just trying to watch myself and blah, blah, blah. She was like, yeah. So, he a little bit out of control. Yeah, he need to stay in his place. And then he was like, what's going on? What? Apparently, she was like, well, he was going real hard at Tanya. And I just feel like, you know, people need to be a little bit softer on Tanya. People should back off. He should back off because, you know, she's going through a lot of stuff. Her kids are not there and whatever the situation and all this and all that. And yeah, she's really having a hard time with things, and she probably just needs some space and people to be more understanding. So Minnie instantly got, you know, the feel bads, and she was like, oh, well, I didn't mean to, you know, hurt her or nothing like that. Like, I just thought, you know, whatever, that she was kind of being a bitch, but I didn't know. Apparently now Minnie is feeling like Tanya has issues with sharing her feelings in public, and, you know, she's all private and all of that. And she needed a little bit of space. So she was like, well, you know what? I feel a little bit bad. But she don't want Sam to be judging her man neither. She was like, well, first of all, he ain't no bad guy. We all have been drinking and all of this. And we was just asking regular questions. And it got a little bit snippy. And she don't think that Gary should be just judged by this one experience. Just like, you know, they don't want Nico to be judged by this one experience or nobody else, right? Okay, so Ricky Smiley had told Juicy that she should have a TV show, right? So he puts her in contact with some producer named Nisha. Nisha brings us to some little studio, and she was like, well, this could fit like 150 to 200 people. And, you know, we could you know, do a live audience, but you don't have to do live. You know, we could have a laugh track. And Juicy's like, ugh, a laugh track? No, that is just not gonna work. I don't need no laugh track. I'm Miss Juicy, baby. Whatever. So she was like, well, what is the show going to be about? Oh, well, it's going to be, you know, people going to be asking sex questions, and I'm going to answer them. And then, you know, we could have, like, sex toys and objects and explain how to use them and all of this. And the lady's like, okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, so that's an idea. We were also thinking that maybe perhaps you could change your image. Yeah, you know, like different hair color. She like, oh no, honey, this is my signature. Everybody know me by my hair, and I look just fine. And my wardrobe, no, I can keep my same clothes and all of this. I mean, the people love Miss Juicy. They want to see Miss Juicy, not Miss Juicy 2.0. Girl. The lady was like, okay, whatever you saying. So you could just write down your little script and send it to us. You want to email it? Or she was like, what script? The script that you're going to need to fucking do. So she was like, well, no, it's not going to be scripted. Ain't going to be no script, no laugh track, and no new look. She just going to be herself, and the people going to love her because apparently people just love her. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Yeah. Now, the twins are sitting there and they talking together, and Andrea tells Amanda about Chris. She was like, well, look, he left for good. He packed up all of his shit. He moved back to fucking Dallas. He ain't coming back. Amanda is, you know, obviously being there because the sister starts crying and all of that shit, but in real life, she like, good. I'm so glad that motherfucker's gone. She was like, well, she didn't say that, but she's like, you know what, he's a loser and she doesn't need him. So he's just sitting here, he's making her miserable. Like, I'm glad that he's gone. And she was like, I mean, we got so much going for us. Did you see how, like, everybody loved us at the Ricky Smiley show? Like, we got so many things on the horizon, so many things that's about to get big. And he's just, like, in the way. He's in the way of your success, and he's fucking everything up. So he's basically just holding me back, holding us back. You know, us as the tiny twins. Get out of my face. A fruit fly. It ain't even no fruit here. Anyway, so Amanda's like, did you tell mom? And Andrea's like, no. And she was like, why didn't you tell mom? She was like, because you already know how she gonna act, what she gonna say, and I just don't feel like getting lectured or whatever. She's like, whatever, bitch, you better tell her. Money go to visit Tanya because Tanya ain't been talking to nobody since the blow up at this dinner with her and motherfucking Nico. Oh, I wrote it down. Money's wig. It got less attractive when they were in the house speaking to each other, but when she was standing at the door knocking, it looked pretty good. It looked pretty good, okay? I'm thinking that it could be worked on. It is not her worst wig, okay? I have seen maybe two others that I felt like were okay in regular life. This one could be okay. It may need a little additional tweezing on the part, a little bit of blending going on right here, and a little bit less grease or gel or whatever the fuck was clumping it in that little section up in the front. But other than that, I think she could do some things with that wig. Work on that. Anyway, Tanya is like, okay, so what's up? And Money's like, oh, well, we haven't talked since, you know, that whole thing where, you know, the girls, yeah, they were being nosy. Everybody was being our business and all this and all that. Oh, the level of self-importance is just like, were people really in your business, or was everybody in everybody's business? Was everybody just talking because they was together in the room and they were supposed to converse? Yeah, that's what was really happening. Money is like, well, you know what? I feel a little bit bad because I feel like maybe I should have spoken up, but I feel like that would have made things worse. And Tanya's like, well, I don't even think that it's Money's fault at all. I mean, it was all the other girls being in our business. They should have minded our business. And Money is like, well, look, they wasn't doing it to be malicious. They was trying to do it with love. I mean, you might not feel like it's that way, but I'm just telling you, I've had to give motherfuckers a million chances before, and it was done in love. And she was like, well, we all good. We gotta stick together and all of this. And is like, really? Like, are we cool? And she was like, yeah, we cool. So Tanya's just being very, very hesitant, as if, like I said, she's playing a martyr. She's acting like it's the crime of the century, the worst thing in the entire world that could have ever happened to anybody just happened to her. She is in not a forgiving space because, you know, apparently she is so much better than every motherfucker body else because she could be in everybody's fucking business. Everybody's business. She been talking shit. She been, oh, well, I heard this and I heard that. She spreading rumors. She's hearing rumors. She's listening to rumors and gossip. She is spreading it. She is finding additional things to add on to it. She's doing all kind of shady shit and then acting like she's the holy mother over this motherfucker. And she just a little hoe like everybody else. And she don't want nobody to know. And now because people like, oh, why your baby father here to visit his kid when his kid ain't here? You don't have no kids here. Why you here? Ain't nobody here but you and her. Yeah. So just say that you didn't have an answer. Or like in the movie Pretty Woman, first of all, bitches, don't act like y'all ain't never seen Pretty Woman, okay? Because we know it's a classic. When he like made it seem like she wasn't nothing to him, and then he was like, well, I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared to answer questions about us. Say that, Tanya. Say, I was not prepared to answer questions because you didn't think that nobody was gonna be like, what the fuck is he doing here? That is a regular ass question to ask for your baby father that wanted to visit your kid, for you to say, well, the kid's not here. Because the normal thing would have been like, oh, well, the kid's coming back tomorrow. Or I'm going to go from there. Or we're going to go visit together. I mean, it could have been a regular ass answer without y'all going to fuck off, okay? But no, you didn't say that. You didn't try to make it a logical thing. You tried to black out and go to fuck off as if everybody was wrong for making regular ass conversation with y'all bitches. Why even come? You brought him up there to fuck. You should have just stayed home and fucked. I'm just saying, that's what you should have did. Because All the other stuff is just ridiculous nonsense. Nothing else even makes any motherfucking sense. Uh, what you call it? When Money is telling her, well, a lot of things be going on, and we be all having to forgive each other. Tanya's like, well, the way that Money is acting like this is like regular and like normal and acceptable behavior. Like, no, I don't think it is, and blah blah. So she still act like a bitch, and she finally decides, like, all right, because Money tells her about Juicy's show, her little sex show or whatever. And she was like, it's going to be a chance for us to be, you know, sexy, to talk about our sexuality or whatever, and not be looked at like freaks. Well, actually, probably like freaks because, you know, I guess sex stuff is freaky too. But, you know, not weirdo freaks like in a freak show, but like freaks, like, I guess sex freaks. I don't fucking know. Because it's really just Juicy, but whatever. But she was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go. I'll give the girls a second chance, even though I don't think that they deserve it, because, you know, my business is so much better than everybody else's. But yeah, she gonna get a bitch a second chance. I'm just saying, the way that she is acting about this whole thing, like, I don't know. Like, her business is better than everybody else's. Like, she's kind of above everybody and blah, 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 all of this. I wouldn't even be her friend. So, it's good that she's having these one-on-one conversations, because if it was out in the open and she said this bullshit, I'd be like, you know what, bitch, I got your number. We ain't got to hang out. We ain't got to hang out, never. So I don't never have to ask your raggedy ass baby father no motherfucking questions. I got to ask you no questions. And when you're sitting around crying and you want to talk to somebody, boop, don't talk to me, because I don't know the answer, because I don't know what's going on, because you ain't telling me nothing, because your business is too motherfucking precious to share with your fucking friends, even though you get to talk about my shit. So you stay over there, I'll stay over here. But see, that they didn't do none of that. They kept it simple. They kept it cute. Unlike how I would have kept it. Who does she think she is? All right. Gary with the T is going to be the co-host on Juicy Little Show. Tanya gets to the show. She's still acting stank. She was like, well, my whole MO here is to just be kind of cordial to the other girls, but I just feel like it's phony and fake for me to act like ain't nothing happened. Nothing ain't happened. Girl. Anyway, the twins are shading the fuck out of Juicy. Okay. Juicy got on like a nightgown-ish type long burgundy shirt. She ain't got on no necklace, no brooch, no jazz up a bit, jazz uppiness or nothing going on with the whole goddamn thing. Much like me chilling in my burgundy robe. What? Yeah, so she chilling in a burgundy shirt, and I don't even know what the little what the hell is his name? Gary with the T. Alright. Yeah. I don't even know what the hell her co-host was wearing. But yeah, the twins is like, so, what you think about Juicy clothes? That shit was shade. I think she could have did better, man. First of all, she need to shine. Like, she need to be popping, because this is her show. Like, this is ridiculous. Why is she wearing that? We should have did her. We should have dressed her. We should have dressed her. You should have did her makeup too, yes. Because the twins, come on now. Y'all know the twins' makeup be banging. Even though I was not here for Amanda's little two braid things coming here, just because they kind of were bent in the wrong direction, almost like they braided them forward and then bent them back, so it had that little puffage going on. You need to braid it going in that direction and then make it go back, so that it flows more nicely and it don't seem like it's ripping out your edges. But their makeup is most of the time flawless, really, really good. And yeah, they should have been there and doing some jazzing up on Juicy, because I agree, she could have used some help. All right, so this little show is supposedly going on. The girls are out in the audience, try to, you know, hype it up and all of this, and Juicy is winging it. Now, I have wung it before, okay? Sometimes things go very, very well, and sometimes they do not. And I gotta tell you, it was not going well for her. She was at a loss for words. She didn't really know exactly where she was going, so she was just talking, and it was not fucking flowing. So she was just kind of repeating the same sentence over in different ways. She was bombing. The girls was yawning. I'm like, first of all, y'all supposed to be there for her. You supposed to be there for her. Y'all motherfuckers are like, oh. Is this over yet? I'm like, oh yeah, so shady. So yeah, she really should have scripted it. And I'm not saying like tight scripted, like memorizing lines, but I'm saying the way that you learn how to do public speaking, where you find main points or objectives and you memorize those, and then you just talk off the top of your head based on the point or objective that you're trying to reach, because you already know what it is that you think. So all you have to do is like, what do I think about this? And then you just can talk, right? Something along those lines, so that she could have first off known some of the questions. It's good to know the questions. Just what if something throws you for a loop on the show and you don't know what to say? You just gonna be like, I don't know. What are you gonna do? Google it? Go for a commercial? Like, no, you need to know certain things. And I don't think that it's really cheating to know the questions kind of ahead of time, to give you a little bit of time to figure out the answer or what it is you're going to say. Unless it's the same old answer that you always give for every damn thing. Also for timing. TV shows have to be a certain amount of time, okay? So you could allow her to just go on with the show and do whatever for 2 hours, and then have somebody who's going to be paid very, very well to cut down those 2 hours to a half an hour show, and chop out all of the unnecessary things, or just for them to decide what is necessary, what is good, and blah, blah, blah. Or you could get it a little bit more scripted, where you know how long your answer needs to be, how many questions you're going to take, and things like that. So those are things that have to be done in TV, which is why a lot of reality TV shows have to be scripted, because they need things to fit into a time frame, because TV don't just let you fucking keep your show on for however fucking long it takes for the argument to be over. So some shit gotta get cut. All right? People need to know how long shit is gonna be motherfucking lasting. So yeah, it seemed that she should have really went with some scripting. Like I said, it did not have to be verbatim. But girls is yawning, all kind of shit. She rambling, talking nonsense. Even the guy, Gary with the T, is looking at her like, what are we talking about right now? Nothing? No, they ain't talking about nothing. And is her name Naisha? Whatever. The producer chick, she like, okay, cut. Yeah. You're gonna have to do that again. Yeah, so start from the beginning. And now I know it's all fucked up, because when you're winging it, you don't even know what you already said. And then when you start trying to do it again, you're like, did I say that? I did say that before. Did I say it before now? Or did I say it before in the other take that doesn't matter anymore? Am I repeating yeah, you get all fucked up and all twisted around, don't know what the fuck is going on. But Juicy is aware that she is fucking up and she is bombing, and she was like, okay, let me get myself together, okay? And she got her head on straight, and she found a focus and a direction, okay? That's what I realized what she had done the second time, and she was able to move things in the direction that she wanted to go in. She knew that she had to engage with the audience and make them like her more, which basically was just standing up. Even though she's so little, it was the same height as when she was sitting down. But yeah. So it went way, way better the second time around. It got everybody kind of excited in the audience. The questions started flowing. Things were good. Her jokes were landing. Were they jokes? Were they? Okay, I'm not even going to, I'm just going to say they were phrases and or sentences. They did not offend, okay? We'll keep it at that. Things seemed to go well. She was very proud of herself. So they're in the back. They're all drinking, and Juicy's like, see, I'm so happy that y'all are here and y'all supported me and all this, and this just proves that we could all be together and we could get along and everything is cool. And Tanya is like, I don't think we all be getting along and all of this and all of that. But yeah, she said some shit like, well, the other day at that dinner thing, like, I know we haven't spoken since then, but really, what was that? Like, y'all was tripping, very invasive and kind of asking questions that really aren't anybody's business. Really? Why are other people's business your business, but then your business is not theirs? If y'all all a group of sisters, then everybody's business is everybody's business because y'all all supposed to be helping each other, right? I guess you the bitch that don't need no help because you got it all together. Anyway, what's her name? Andrea's like, well, when Chris was around, everybody was always asking Chris questions and blah, blah, blah. Like, it wasn't no, you don't get to talk to him. You can't. No, everybody want to know what the hell is going on. So I understand what you're going through. And she get mad because she already said last week, like, why is she trying to equate Nico to Chris? Because they the same? Yeah, that's why. So she's like, okay, well, apparently these bitches ain't gonna understand unless I tell them. So she was like, okay, I'm just gonna tell y'all this. Basically, she was with that other dude. We already went through this, right? Okay, but now she's telling them. I was with this other dude, and then I had cheated. I essentially had cheated, and I conceived Nico. I conceived my son with Nico, but I didn't know that it was his kid. So the reason that he was a deadbeat isn't because he's a deadbeat. It's because I wasn't allowing him to be around because I didn't think it was his kid. And, you know, she's basically, I guess, ashamed of herself and whatever. Behind the whole situation. He got upset because he didn't want to throw her under the bus by saying it. Like, oh, this bitch was already with somebody and then so he just wanted to, you know, keep it covered up for her because she was trying to keep it covered. And yeah, basically them trying to hold in a lie and cover something up blew up in their face when people asked questions, and they got mad at everybody for asking the questions because once again, I was not prepared to answer questions about us. Okay, pretty woman. Let me say, yeah, she wouldn't let him be there because she was still in this relationship with the other dude. And she was afraid that it was going to mess everything up and break it up and all of this and that. But, okay, this is something that I think that kind of corroborates what it is that she's saying also. She did say that he contacted her and he was like, the kid looks like me. That to me says that first off, he's still kind of like her. He's still checking out, I guess, her social media, wherever the fuck he would be seeing pictures of the kid. And he's like, I think the kid is mine, which kind of signifies that he might want to have a relationship with the kid or know the kid or something like that. So, yeah, she could be telling the, well, I don't actually think that she's lying at this point. Like, why, what would be the fucking point? So yeah, he was interested, from what it seems, in being in the kid's life, and it was her fault. But she is still on that dick, and she still wants to be with him, it appears like, because she's not trying to get back with the baby father. He's probably finished with her anyway. But he took both of the kids, even the one that's not his, and she's trying to mess around with Nico still. So now that we know that Nico is not the ass that we thought he was, maybe he does have a job, maybe he is okay, maybe he's not a deadbeat, maybe he's not an ass. We don't really know anything about him because everything that they already presented to us was a lie, okay? Just like she doesn't like lies and she was talking all that shit about Minnie, she presented a complete and utter lie to everybody. So now Nico came to visit, nobody knows anything about him, and now he's gone. So yeah, she brought that on herself. The twins. They're together and they're like, okay, so what's up with mom? Did you tell mom? Amanda's like, Andrea, did you tell mom? Did you No, I didn't tell. Give me your fucking phone because I'm going to call her and we're going to tell her. She's like, fine. So they're talking to their mother. Hi, mom, you know, I love you and all this stuff. Where's the baby? And she was like, well, how y'all doing? Fine. Well, I got some. You know how they get all huffy with the neck roll. Well, mom, she wasn't doing all that, but she did do the little eye roll thing. Like, I have something to tell you. Chris left and he went back home to Dallas. And she was like, for what? Because he went back to his old job because he wasn't doing nothing here. Chris had a job. Chris. Stupid Chris that I hate, who's deadbeat and a loser and don't have no money and no job, had a job. And you made him leave to come and be with you, to mooch off you over here when you had another son that he could have just been taken care of over there, and he could have left his raggedy, no good ass over there with his job and been contributing, and you probably wouldn't have had to have a second baby by him because he wouldn't have been around to knock you up. All of those things could have been the way that life would have been for you. One baby and a father who helps and works. That could have been your life, and you chose to bring this loser along and make him leave behind his job. That didn't make any fucking sense to me. So he went back for his job because he ain't doing nothing. And her mother was like, oh, well, are you sure? Yes, Mom. What the fuck? Why you asking me? Like, she went the fuck off. Why you asking me that fucking shit and, like, hung up on her? Did I miss something? First off, these motherfuckers is Latino. Who the fuck talk to their mother like that? I guess Latinos are not as strict as they like to just say. They damn sure ain't like black people, because that don't happen. All right. I was taken aback, but Amanda was not here for that shit neither. She was like, "Why the fuck you talking to my mother like that, bitch? Our mother." My mother, what the fuck is your problem? She was like, why is she asking me that? She went the fuck off. She was like, okay, so you walk around kissing Chris's ass, acting like he's the shit, protecting him and all of this shit. And he don't even give a fuck about you. He treats you like fucking shit, but your family, you treat us fucked up. Like, you disrespect all of us. You disrespect my mother, you disrespect me, you disrespect all of us over him, and we're the motherfuckers that's actually here for you. We care about you. We're always here for you, for your kids, for Aubrey, for motherfucking Andre, for all of that shit, and you don't give a fuck about none of us. And she just walked out the door, and Andrea's ass looked pretty dumbfounded, like she didn't even have nothing to say. Like, she just had her mouth open, like she was gonna say something, but it wasn't no words. Cause bitch, you know you wrong, cursing at your mother like that. So then Amanda's in the hallway. She called her mother like right back, and she talking shit like she don't fucking appreciate you. Like, you're taking care of her son, but you think, you know, she yelling at you and cursing at you, but she don't do that shit to Chris, and fuck that, and whatever. And she goes and she's talking to Jordan about it, and Jordan is just like, fucking Chris, like, that motherfucker's a loser. Basically, I can see him regretting even having been friends with him. Like, how the fuck was I ever even chit-chatting with a motherfucker like this? Andrea does call her mother back, and her mother answers, and she was like, I'm sorry. And she was like, oh, well, I guess that's okay. You know, I love you or whatever. And she was like, well, Mom, you know, I just got upset. And she was like, well, why are you getting upset with me? She was like, because you're like, are you sure? So essentially, Amanda was saying that Chris got another baby mother. He got another baby, okay? He has another baby and another baby mother, and more than likely he is going back to be with her. So that is what Andrea is really flipping the fuck out about. And her mother knows that he is, you know, cheating on her or stepping out or whatever the fuck. And she don't want to admit it or hear about it or nothing. So she just like went the fuck off. So that's basically the root of that whole shit. Okay. So her mother is like, well, all I said is, she was like, are you sure? Because he's going to go be with this other girl. Like, I don't, whatever. Yes, I'm sure. He's going back to get this job, to get with his old job. And if he's going to be with her, then he's going to be with some other woman. But that doesn't even fucking matter. And blah, blah, blah. And she like going off. And her mother just like let her kind of get that out. And then she just like burst into tears because, yes, that is exactly what all of that shit was about. She was lashing out because she hurt. She feels stupid. She feels embarrassed. He still has never done anything for her or her two kids. And more than likely, he's taking his raggedy ass back over to Texas to take care of some other bitches' kids. Even though she getting him a check on TV. Probably just giving all the money from the TV show to some other girl, and he keep on leaving her to go be with this other girl. And her mother is letting her know about it. So her mother's like, I wasn't even asking you that. I was just saying, are you sure? And she was like, you never even let me finish the sentence. She was like, well, I'm sorry, and blah, blah, blah. And her mother's like, well, I just love you, and I hate to see you cry. And that's why I'm just saying, like, I want you to be smart. I don't want him hurting you. And Andrea's like, all right, well, look, I'm a mother right now, so I got 2 kids. I understand a mother loving her kids and everything, so she don't really blame her mother, and she feels sad. She feels, sorry. She apologized and all of that shit. So that was the end of the episode. I'm a little bit excited for next week because next week is the fight with Money and Moreland. Okay, Money has been being very, very nice, so I should stop feeling so many hateful things and wanting things to go bad for her. But I'm not there yet, okay? Pray for me. So yeah, some bad shit gonna happen to her. And what else is gonna happen? I don't know. I had a couple of drinks. I had a couple of shots a little earlier today, so I ain't really remembering. All I remember is specifically that. But we gonna see. So, anyway, next week is next week, and we'll talk about that when it happens. If you agree with what I said, my commentary, my review, my recap, whatever the fuck we calling it, let me know down in the comments. If you disagree, let me know down in the comments, and let me know why. If I missed something, please tell me, and please let it be juicy so I can laugh. And until the next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks so much for watching. While you're here, check out my previous video. I also have a beauty and health channel that you can check out. And I even gave out a couple of free workouts on my fitness channel. Don't forget to subscribe.